What's up, Yeller Nuts? If you ain't first, you're last.
What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
I tried to make a serious post on Twitter today, and of course it blew up in my face. People come out of the woodwork saying, it's about saving the kids that the Democrats drink their blood.
And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race.
It's, Narcs over here is doing all the mods jobs. I don't know where they're at. They fucking missing in action. He's got to do everybody's job and be a spectator. That's kind of ridiculous.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video
I watch
because
the news, so you don't have to.
Thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. What's happening? What's up, guys? How's it going? What have you guys been up to? Thinking about, I've almost completed my plumbing project. The last thing I got to do, I guess, is fucking, does anybody have any ideas about getting a stuck septic tank lid off? I've tried pry bars, I've tried pressure, I've tried a fucking winch. The thing is like stuck. I think I'm just gonna have to break it. But that's the last of my plumbing projects for a while. Both at work and at neighbors' houses, Mariah's mom's house, everybody's house. Everybody needs plumbing. Every time I show up at someone's house, they always need shit fixed. I'm not sure if they're breaking it right before I get there or they're only inviting me over because they need shit fixed. That could be it too, I guess. That's the last of the projects that I have. There's Dr. J finally showing up late. Somebody else doing your job. Jesus Christ. Anyways, that's about done. Going to get the septic tank pumped. We got risers for it. Put the risers on, and that's about it. I did see Bert went live earlier. You guys want to watch some Bert? We got Bert Lynch live. Phil's filed some more documents. It looks like a motion to reconsider the ruling that's already against him. I don't think that's going to go very far, but he's asking the court to reconsider the ruling that they made. Yeah, I don't think they're. It was a pretty damning ruling, right? Shut up. Just go play mahjong and leave us alone, okay? Okay? Yeah, Bert's doing his thing. He's on the, somebody said he's on the case. Old Bert. On the case. We need Bert on the case. Oh, I got to change back. Hold on. I got to change accounts. He blocked my personal account. Let him get shadow quick. No one cares at Suko. Mahjong these nuts. How about that? Come on, Bert. All waiting on you, buddy. Does he just start it and walk off?
What's that? Come here.
Oh, he had to go capture the cat that loves him so much.
Look, people are already here. Hello, Carol. Welcome to the room.
He came right to me. He's never more than 2 foot away from me.
Kisses. Kisses, kisses. Kisses, kisses.
God, that cat hates him. So much.
It's hot in here, huh? Yeah. I had to turn off the air. because it's too noisy.
How long ago did you turn off the air? Like 2 hours? You've only been live for 2 minutes. Maybe it's just hot in there because you used up all your energy.
There's Dennis and Esther. Hello.
That cat wants down, dude.
What are you doing? How come your paws are wet? What have you been doing? You got cold paws. Oh, goodness gracious. But he loves it when I bounce him like a little baby.
Look at those eyes. That says, I love this.
Rock-a-bye shadow. Me?
It keeps getting worse every time I skip forward.
Trying to pick a fight. You don't want me to pick a fight when you do me, do you? No.
He wants down.
He doesn't. I'm going to put him down because he's getting a little bit restless. Hello, Sherry. Right here on the table. Right there.
Jesus Christ, Bert. Runs away.
Yeah, you want me to get this out of your way?
Yeah, between its tail and its eyes just like being fucking wide the fuck open, just froze on a different, like, it's frozen in fear and also wanting to lash out and attack.
There he goes. All right. Well, we got
slick your hair back. Get the sweat out of
just
it.
Be quiet for a few seconds there and let Shadow have the show.
There we go.
I just took a shower to get ready to go on the air because I somewhere have to go after the show is over, and it wasn't going to be time to clean up after the show if I was going to do a show at all. As it is Monday, and we are dealing with another attempt on our president's life.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to talk about that today. That's the reason I normally don't come in. As you guys know, I don't normally come on Mondays. But then I decided that maybe from now on, until golf weather kicks in, and I can afford to play golf, which is not right now.
You're homeless. Well, I guess till golf weather kicks in, and I'll probably be playing a few rounds of golf every Monday, so you're homeless.
Usually I try to play, in the fall, I try to play golf on Mondays because it's much cheaper to play golf on Mondays than it is to play golf on Saturday and Sunday. The guys playing golf on Saturday and Sunday make a lot more money than I do. So, today is kind of a special day because of what happened on Sunday.
Okay.
And we need to talk about it. Now, I've got a little bit of, I just want to wait another couple seconds and see. We have what appears to be 13 people in the room.
It seems so. It says Ruth was charged in federal court with just possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with a destroyed serial number. More charges may be expected to be filed. He may have been there for nearly 12 hours. So they were talking about, I saw someone post, I don't remember who posted. Did you guys see the post where they claimed that, it was somebody, I saw it on Twitter, that the Secret Service is trying their best to protect Trump because they know he's a real president, but Homeland Security is leaking his details to the FBI, and the FBI is hiring all the shooters. That's somebody's claim on Twitter. But that makes sense where they didn't know because no one knew his schedule. Like, he wasn't scheduled to be playing golf that day. So he was just planning to hang out there as long as it took, I guess.
And many of you have heard me. Dennis, it's good to see you again, by the way, buddy. I haven't seen you in a long time.
So Bert likes to pride himself in how much he knows about microphones. He even called Phil's fucking mic fake. It's not, but about how much he knows about microphones and audios. And he's a professional singer. That's why he can't do karaoke, because he's a professional. He can't go to other people's concerts because he would hear everything wrong that they did wrong, and it would just drive him crazy. He can't listen to other people's music because it's not as good as his. But you should never be able to hear every fucking breath someone takes on a microphone. Why is your gain up so fucking loud, Bert? Do you know how a noise gate works?
I'm glad you can't hear the air conditioner because I'm going to leave it on. I'm just a little... The cat's really warm. The big furry cat, when I'm holding him up here, it gets really warm quick.
You were gone for 3 minutes chasing him down, dude.
And so now... So Sunday at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we got the alert that something happened in Palm Beach, Florida. And Palm Beach is someplace I'm very familiar with. I built a nightclub there. I did not own it. I was hired to build it. I designed and built a very nice live music venue there. Spent about 6 months down in Florida. This was back in 2016, I think, right after Trump got elected.
Trump tried to spin this into another chance to brag about how big his rallies were. So he did a Twitter space the other day, and I just saw a transcript of it. I didn't actually listen to it. But he was talking about Joe Biden calling him, and he was like, oh, he was so nice, very nice. They called to make sure I was okay. I've never been better. But, you know, they wanted to know if we need more agents because we have these really big events, 50, 60,000 people showing up at these events. We might need more agents. Fucking retard.
And I went down to Florida, and I was in Palm Beach. And I also worked for about 6 months in Palm Beach. I'm from Florida. And so I know the whole state of Florida like the back of my hand. I grew up there.
Oh, I bet.
And as a professional musician, I toured the
As a musician, I mean a professional musician.
entire state of Florida for several years, about 11 years. So there's probably not anywhere in Florida that I haven't been, or at least know where it is. And
Do a lot of professional musicians only tour a single state? It seems like when we're talking about successful professional musicians, they travel all around. It's not that they just tour their home state doing Elvis Presley impersonations.
And so I know quite a bit about Palm Beach and the Palm Beach area. And I will tell you that some of the information that came out yesterday early from the Palm Beach Sheriff's Department had a bias to it. And there was a bias to it simply because they don't like Trump over there. Most of the people in that city council do not like him at all. They tried like heck to stop him from being able to buy Mar-a-Lago. And Mar-a-Lago and the Trump International or Trump National Golf Course are not connected together. There's a few miles separating them. And so Trump has to get in his motorcade and drive there. Well, from the way that you heard the information coming from the sheriff yesterday,
Mar-a-Lago,
most probably disturbing part was where he said Trump is not the sitting president, and therefore he's not entitled to the same Secret Service detail or to the same officer detail that we would give to a president.
Sure. That's true, right? Leading candidates get Secret Service detail, but they don't get the same detail as the sitting president. They get escorts, they get support. But could you imagine with Trump living there and being a retired president, could you imagine how much it would cost the fucking city if they treated him as if he were the sitting president and had to do all the stuff they have to do for the sitting president? Every time he wants to go play golf or wants to go get dinner or wants to go meet somebody out in town, there's no way they could fucking do that. Trump won't even pay the bills now for the security at the places where he's going.
In other words, and he said this, he only gets whatever his Secret Service provides. We don't go out of our way as a sheriff's department to add any extra.
Don't say, in other words, and he said this. One of those things can't be true.
Security. Now, that's a decision made by the sheriff, not by the state, not by the government, not by the federal government anyway. It's incumbent on any sheriff in any town when there's something big happening in that town to make sure that there's security there.
So every time he plays golf?
But this sheriff acted like, nah, not necessarily. Had it not been for a civilian, and this is the second time now that there's been an attempt on the president's life, and the second time it was pointed out the trouble was pointed out by civilians before the authorities saw it. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable in a country that's supposed to be the leader of the free world. And so it's very, very clear
Civilians, keep your mouth shut.
Palm Beach weren't going to go out of their way. In fact, it wasn't the Palm Beach Sheriff's Department that arrested the perpetrator. It was somebody in Martin County, which is the county north of Palm Beach. And so
the perpetrator.
That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable in a country that's supposed to be the leader of the free world. And so it's very, very clear that the authorities in Palm Beach weren't going to go out of their way. In fact, it wasn't the Palm Beach Sheriff's Department that arrested the perpetrator. It was
the perpetrator. It wasn't even Palm Beach who got the perpetrator.
Somebody in Martin County, which is the county north of Palm Beach. And so to give you an example, and I hope everybody's in the room, somebody give me a thumbs up or something, let me know that they're still hearing me. I know you guys are listening, but I'm not seeing anybody else join, and I'm not seeing any comments, so I want to make sure we're
no one
still
cares.
On the air. So to give you an example of how the Palm Beach authorities feel about
perpetrators,
Trump, I'll tell you a story that happened several years ago. Oh, there's Bree Bevins. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'll tell you a story about Palm Beach that this happens a few years back. This is when Trump was being fined by the town council for having a 50-foot tall flagpole on Mar-a-Lago. He had hey, Carol, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for letting me know you guys are still there. So Trump had a 50-foot flagpole on Mar-a-Lago, and they told him that it was too tall. You have to take down your flag and your flagpole, but Trump wanted the American flag flying at 50 feet, and because it was an enormous flag. They told him he could only have a 30-foot flagpole. Well, this flag would have touched the ground when the wind wasn't blowing if it had been on a 30-foot flagpole.
Okay.
And so Trump didn't want to change the size of the flag that flew above his...
Imagine that. Trump didn't want to follow the rules that everybody else has to follow. Trump sounds like a perpetrator.
Estate. So the council started fining him $1,000 a day. Now, this made national news, but I'm being from Florida. I knew about this. As a matter of fact, when this was happening, I was working on a cruise ship out of West Palm.
He knew it better than anybody else. Okay.
The ship was a 2-day cruise. It went out, stayed away for a day, and came back. So every 2 days, I was back in town for a whole day. And
didn't you get thrown off and fired from the cruise ships? Banned, I believe.
And I are watching. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Linda. So they started fining Trump $1,000 a day, and the fine got all the way up to $120,000 or more dollars. So Trump went into the city council and said, instead of paying the fine, I will agree to take down my 50-foot flagpole and put up a 30-foot flagpole if you will donate the fine to an armed services veteran charity. And of course they agreed to do that, because had they not done that, that's the richest county in Florida. It's actually the richest county in the United States now. It's the same place where the hanging Chad issue occurred. It's a heavily Democratic state or area. It's where the hanging Chad incident occurred in the Al Gore Bush debacle. Okay, so I'll give you an idea of how liberal these people are.
Oh, okay.
So
Fucking
they
retard.
agreed to go ahead and give the money to a charity, and that's what Trump did. And he took down his 50-foot flagpole. Then he instructed the lawn people, the people that take care of the lawn, the gardeners and and those folks, to go out and order some dirt and build me a 20-foot mountain in front of my house.
This summer, Facebook Clayton Owen Miles posted a photo of a flagpole rising above a golf course. The caption states, before he was president, Trump bought an estate in West Palm Beach, Florida. He put up a 50-foot flagpole and flew a U.S. flag on it. The city council told him that it could only have a 30-foot pole, but he refused to take it down. They told him it would fine him $1,000 a day until he took it down. He said, fine, that's chump change. When the fine reached $120,000, which he hadn't paid, he went to the city council and made a deal. He would lower the flag to a 30-foot pole if he could donate the $120,000 to Veteran Affairs, to which they agreed. He took the 50-foot pole down and had a landscape company come in and build a 20-foot hill where the pole was put up, a 30-foot pole. Laugh out loud. That's why we love this guy. The story told on Facebook has nuggets of truth, but gets some specifics very wrong. According to a March 30th, 2013 story in the Palm Beach Post, Donald Trump was fined daily by the town of Palm Beach, not West Palm Beach, and after he erected a pole in 2006 on an 80-foot pole in front of the exclusive Mar-a-Lago club. The work was done without a permit. This is he's lying about the whole fucking thing. The work was done without a permit, and the height and location of the pole violated town ordinances. The town said the flag was 15 times larger than the 4-foot by 6-foot flag allowed on a 42-foot pole. Trump sued the town in December of 2006 for $10 million over repeated demands that he would draw his pole. So he sued them. He later increased the damage demand to $25 million. The town began fining Trump $1,250 a day on January 6, 2007 for the code violations. Eventually, Palm Beach and Trump settled. The town agreed to allow a 70-foot flagpole moved southwest from its original location, and Trump agreed to donate $100,000 to veterans charities instead of paying the $120,000 fine. So he even got a discount. He didn't donate the whole amount to veterans. News coverage doesn't mention Trump building a 30-foot high hill. Shannon Donnelly, the reporter of the Palm Beach Daily News, who has covered Mar-a-Lago for several years, affirms there is no such hill on the property. You can see the flagpole in Google Earth. It's not on a fucking hill, right? He didn't get if he would have got this permitted as, an extra large fucking flag and flagpole, it would have been fine. But he wasn't, right? He didn't even apply for a permit. He just told him to build a flagpole way larger than the one that's allowed with a gigantic flag. He didn't get a permit. He didn't follow the rules in the city, and he was outside of those rules. Now, when he was supposed to pay a $120,000 fine, he was looking for a discount. And he's like, well, how about $100,000? I'll do it for veterans. He didn't build a fucking hill. This is such a stupid story. And the reason I knew it was a story as soon as he started telling it is because there's other people that this same urban legend's about. There's people local to me. There's a big dealership that has like a gigantic flag, and they ended up having to take it down because of its proximity to like a car dealership, but its proximity to an airport. And the same story happened, right? Oh, the flag was too big, and he built a hill right there, and then put up a 30-foot pole, and it was still 50 feet or whatever. That same exact story. Fucking retards. But I would know because I was on a cruise ship. Every third day I was in there.
I want a 20-foot high mountain with steps going up to the top of it.
Doesn't happen.
I want you to plant a
doesn't exist. The flagpole is in the grass. You can see it.
30-foot flagpole in it. And that's what he did. And he put that same flag back up again. And they couldn't do nothing about it because he had a 30-foot flagpole, but he had a 20-foot hill built on his property. And that's why we love Donald Trump, because he sticks it to the man like we.
He basically read the Post word for word.
So that
claims his firsthand experience.
A love-hate relationship. They love to hate him, and it's been that way ever since. Now, to get serious about what happened yesterday, Bree says he's slick. Yes, Donald Trump ain't no fool.
Slick like a retard.
Yesterday, now this is what the press is saying today, and I'm calling BS on it. Well, I'm not in a Christian network anymore, so I can just say I call bullshit.
You never were part of a Christian network.
I'm not a Christian, but I used to be syndicated on a Christian network, and I couldn't say those types of things.
Syndication never happened.
So they're saying that this guy was camping out in the bushes for 12 hours. That's just bullshit. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. He was told by somebody that Trump was going to the golf course, and I'm going to tell you why. It wasn't on the schedule. Trump wasn't planning on going to play golf. He woke up on Sunday morning and he felt like playing golf. And he told his detail, get the boys together. It's like Elvis and the
Out of the last fucking 11 weekends, out of the last 11 Sundays, Trump has played golf there 9. What do you think the odds are he's going to do the 12th and 10? The fuck out of here. The guy was prepared to wait as long as he wanted, as long as he had to.
the Memphis Mafia. Get the boys together, man. We're going to Memphis. That's what he said. And his golf, I promise you, his golf clubs are already at the course. And he's got a locker, if not an entire suite of his own there, where he don't even have to change clothes. He can go there. I'm sure he's got an entire wardrobe of clothes right there at the course. He owns the course.
I honestly think they want to fuck Trump.
So it's not like me where I have to go out there in the garage and get my golf clubs, load them into the back of my car, make sure I've got my golf
The garage at your hotel room?
shoes, I've got plenty of golf balls, make sure that I've got, because I carry a little thing that's got water in it. Make sure you have to do all that when you're Donald Trump. Hi, Ann. I'm glad you're here. When you're Donald Trump, you say, take me to my golf course. And so that's what they did. And of course, they have a caravan, for lack of a better word. They have a caravan of 4 or 5 or however many black SUVs and probably a couple of motorcycle cops that they call and say, send us a motorcycle escort. And that goes down in about just a few minutes. And they get in the car and they drive to Trump National Golf Course, which is about, I'd say 6 or 7 minutes away. Okay. So let's just say that nobody except Donald Trump knew he was going to go play golf until an hour before he went to play golf. So there's absolutely no reason.
That's not even true. I'm sure he has some type of standing order for the Secret Service. He has to, right? Secret Service is not going to be ready in 30 minutes.
Reason that this guy, this Ryan Ruth guy, would be camping out at that golf course for 12 hours, which is what they're saying in the media. Because no one knew he was going there. It wasn't on the schedule. Does everybody understand where we're going here? Somebody had to notify that guy. Now, it's true that he's listed as living in Hawaii and living in North Carolina. There's other people that say that he also has a place in Florida. That has yet to be determined, but it doesn't matter. He could have, if his GPS was pinging off of one tower in that area, there's a bar.
GPS doesn't ping off one tower. It triangulates.
Or in a restaurant right across the street. I've been in it myself. I want to say it's Flanagan's, but I might be wrong about that. But I can't remember the name of the place. But I remember it having a big green sign. And they had drinks and they had food. They had good food, actually. The bars over there close at 2 in the morning. Not like here in Vegas.
Get to the fucking point, bro.
It's not like the guy sat there in the bar till 2 and then went and hid in the bushes all night because he didn't know Trump was coming. But what he could have been is he could have been in a local hotel, which there are many in that area. It's a beach community, and there's a lot of places to stay within walking distance of the golf course.
So you're saying there's no way he could have stayed at the golf course just hoping Trump would come? But he could have stayed in a hotel just hoping Trump would come. And obviously he could have been staying in a room or whatever. But somebody had to alert him to the fact that the president's on his way. The other alternative to that is he just happened to be driving around and saw the motorcade. I don't believe that. And he certainly wasn't driving in circles all day long because, again, he had no way of knowing that Trump was going to be there. Now, it could be that he was just taking a shot in the dark. Well, it's Sunday and Trump's in town, and I'll bet you he's going to want to go play golf. But I don't believe that. I believe someone told him. No one really cares what you believe, to be honest with you.
Course. And remember that place we scouted out?
So no one knew. He just said, until the moment Trump went to the golf course, no one knew. But somehow, someone told him the instant Trump wanted to go. But why would he even be in fucking town then? What if Trump would have said, I want to go to New Jersey? Been kind of silly for him to be sitting at a hotel in Florida, wouldn't it?
On the right by the number 6 hole, right on off the green there. Remember that spot I showed you in the bushes? That's where you need to be. And I'll let you know, I'll text you and I'll let you know when we're turning the turn. We're going to make the turn off of the 5th and go to that par 4 dogleg right, which is what it is. And Trump will get there in 2 because he's usually a scratch golfer. So when he tees off, you'll have 2 shots till he's on the green. When he walks up on the green, he's a sitting duck. That's what happened.
Sure it is.
And the advanced guy
Sounds right to me.
that was riding one hole in front of Trump, based on, because I looked up the overhead shot on the Google, and I looked up where he was, and he would literally have been 25 yards from the green in the bushes, and all that advanced guy would have.
We don't even know. All we know right now is that he was in the bushes, right? Like we just know he was close to one of the holes that Trump was going to be playing, the 5th hole or whatever, and that he was in the bushes. How do you know what bushes he was in?
Had to done was drive his cart up to the green and do a.
Didn't the sheriff say the man they arrested didn't shoot? I don't think he fired any shots. I think the Secret Service fired at him and he fled.
A quick look around, and he would have seen the guy. Because you can see it in the shot that they're showing on TV with the 2 backpacks. Thank God that they did have somebody going out there in advance, because the advance guy saw him. Now there's the most recent interview, or the most recent release of information by the Secret Service about 40 minutes ago says they did not exchange fire. Now they have been saying for the last 24 hours that there was an exchange of gunfire, and now they are suddenly saying, "Hi, Christy, thank you for coming in."
Maybe they didn't
now
fire.
saying that there was no exchange of gunfire, and that this Secret Service agent obviously was carrying a sidearm, which are not very accurate at 40 yards, 40, 50 yards. You got about a 50-50 chance of hitting a man.
Absolutely not true.
From 40 or 50 yards with a sidearm.
And we don't even know that they were carrying a sidearm. He could have been carrying a full battle rifle, a submachine gun. You have no idea.
It's just they're not that accurate. So
They're incredibly accurate. What the fuck and they train all the time with it. Or you're retarded.
apparently fired in the direction of that guy, and the guy turned and ran. He left his weapon, he left his 2 backpacks, and he left a GoPro. Now there's all kinds of people out there saying somewhere he was streaming that live. No, you don't stream GoPros live.
Yes, you do. Bert, you couldn't be more wrong about the shit you're talking about. Since the GoPro 7, and we're on like fucking 13 or 14 now, you could go live straight from a GoPro. The GoPro, to use it, you link it with your phone through Bluetooth, and you can go live to YouTube or Facebook or what the fuck ever with your phone locked in, well, not off, but locked in your pocket. 100%. We've done it, Bert.
Okay? You don't stream GoPros live. You record them, and then you take them home.
You don't stream GoPros live. You record them, then you take them home, you pull that little whatchamacallit card out of it, and then you slide that into your laptop computing device.
Home, you download them, and then you post them. You can't I use 3 GoPros in my studio.
Well, then you're fucking retarded. How to live stream from your GoPro. Share your story live with hands-free live streaming to your GoPro subscription, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms. Use live stream with GoPro Hero 7 Black and newer. I was actually right, from the Hero 7. GoPro Quick required, which is the app. You can live stream to GoPro subscription, which is it's like their own thing. Nobody live streams on there. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, other video platforms using RTMP, so even Rumble or other lesser-known places like Odyssey and shit. RTMP is where you put in a URL and a pass key, and you stream to a website. Live stream to GoPro with a GoPro subscription. Connect to your Twitch, connect to your Facebook, connect to your YouTube. He couldn't be more wrong. I don't understand how people come out and they're just so fucking wrong. And they're fucking so sure about everything they say.
You can't stream with those. You stream with your phone.
You stream with your phones. You can't stream with a GoPro. You guys know that this camera right here is a GoPro. This camera right here is a GoPro 7. The other camera that we have, that's like when I'm working on shit, the other camera that I use that face straight down on the screen is a GoPro 4. I use 3 GoPros in my studio.
So that's everyone that keeps hearing that. That's more speculation by people who don't know what they're talking about.
I'm not even saying the guy was streaming, but you can't tell people that you can't and then be like, that's just speculation by people who don't know what they're talking about. Of course you can stream from a GoPro. When did hold on. Since 2018, you could live stream from a GoPro as long as it's Bluetooth connected to your phone. And not streaming from the phone, you're just using the connection on the phone.
If you don't know what you're talking about, the best thing to do is sit and listen.
I agree, Bert. I agree 1,000%. If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, sit down and listen.
But so many people want to be heard about this that they're just making all kinds of things up. Like Bob Joyce's Elvis. Please, never mind. We won't go into that right now. So, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I mean, it's not even like a secret thing. Like, it's on GoPro's website. And it says all you need is a Hero 7 or newer. And honestly, it's getting hard to find anything older than like an 8, 9, or 10 just because people break them and they wear out and people want the newer features. Like, even on Marketplace, the only reason I got a GoPro 4 is because I've just had it for fucking ever with car videos and shit.
So this guy turned and ran, and he left his weapon behind, and he went out, and his car was on the side of the road. It wasn't in a parking lot, because there is no
If he would have said, like, I don't think you can go live with a GoPro, that's one thing. But to come on and be like, no, you don't. You can't go live from a GoPro. I have 3 of them. Anybody saying that is just more misinformation. They don't know what they're talking about, and they need to just sit down and listen.
parking lot there. There's a fence from the golf course going towards the street. There's a fence, and it's a regular, like a 4-foot high fence that you would have around your yard. And then past the fence is a row of shrubbery that's about 10 feet tall. It's like the nicest kept, perfectly groomed shrubbery that gets cleaned every day. Okay, and then
they clean the shrubs every day.
A row of palm trees that are about 5 or 6 feet apart, and there's hundreds of them down the entire lane of that road that the course is on, running the entire distance. That's a big thing in Florida. They line the streets with palm trees.
Somebody in his chat is telling him, let's see if he attacks them. Here we go. Carol Simmons, Watson. You can stream live with a GoPro if you have the app. He just read it. Look at his eyes. How about you sit down and listen a little bit there, Bert?
Carol says you can stream live with a GoPro if you have an app. I'm sorry, Carol, but that's not true.
You stupid bitch. I've got 3 of them. And then you just don't know how to use them, bro.
Unless you have an app that's hooked to your phone, you're not streaming live with the GoPro. You're streaming live with your phone.
Is he retarded? You're streaming from the GoPro. That's the camera you're using. If you're streaming from your phone, you would be using the phone camera.
I'm sorry, darling, but that's the truth. You don't stream live with a GoPro. You can put
Yes, you do.
a GoPro on your phone and stream it live, but that's not what he had. He had a GoPro that was sitting there recording. Now, there's a record.
What do you think you do? You think it has to be attached to your phone, retard? You think it's like a GoPro case that snaps on your phone? Of course. You just set the GoPro can be set wherever the fuck you want it to, as long as you're within Bluetooth range.
There's a recording of this. They'll probably never let us see it, and it's on a disc. They'll never. It's on a
disc. It's on an 8-track. He had an 8-track in his GoPro, and I know you can't go live from that.
On a card, a little square card about that big, and
a little square card about that big. What's that called? What's that card called there, Bert?
We'll never see that footage. But no, you don't stream live with a GoPro. You stream live with your phone. You can use your GoPro as a second camera. Okay, there's a difference.
Wrong. 100% wrong. Actually, when you're streaming live through the GoPro app, you can't switch to like your phone camera. It's the only camera. I don't know if they've changed it since the new ones come out, because what I always thought would be cool is if you had 3 of them, you could switch with your phone. But the last time that I used it to stream straight from a GoPro, it's the one you're hooked up to is the one that's streaming. You can't change. You can't make any adjustments. It's just that camera.
So
he's all tore up about it.
There's these trees, palm trees, and then there's a little bit of grass. There's no sidewalk, and then there's a street. Somehow or another, he parked on that street, and no cops pulled over to find out why his car was sitting there. But
oh my goodness.
According to the guy that saw him do that, he literally ran in to the bushes with his backpacks and was in there about 30 or 40 seconds when this is the report that I got. He was only in there for...
The report that only Bert got. He was only in there for 30 or 40 seconds. Bert, do you not think the guy had a cell phone on him and a GoPro that he could go live from? I'm not saying he was, but he could have. You're just wrong. Do you not think that they figured out how long he was there? And you think you're the only person that knows he was there for 30 or 40 seconds?
For a few seconds. Maybe a minute and a half.
God, he's got a
And
loogie.
then he ran out, left his weapon behind, and got in his car and drove away. Had it not been for the bystander that took a picture of his car and took a picture of his license plate, that guy would be gone forever. Because there was not a cop in sight to pull him over. Ann says Bert knows what he's talking about. GoPro. I've got 3 of them, and I use them in my studio. So
He's just going to keep doubling down on being wrong, right?
So trust me, I know everything about a GoPro. I can make it stand up and dance.
He can make a GoPro stand up and dance. You fucking retard.
So
Not a...
Beast just resubscribed for 19
Oh, thank you.
months. Damn, didn't mean to send. Tired face. Tired face.
You're good. Thank you for the resubscription. Not a person in the room under 80, and they're telling you about what a GoPro can and can't do.
The Secret Service are not the heroes here. The Secret Service at a leadership level failed again.
Okay.
And we were lucky because of a bystander that took a picture of the guy as he was escaping.
Oh.
Otherwise, that guy would have been in the wind. Okay, now that's just the actual facts.
With his GoPro that can't go live.
So even Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is trying to placate to his Secret Service detail, because he wants them to stay loyal to him.
Okay.
So he's going to praise them. And
we all know that Donald Trump, whenever he's presented with a situation where he doesn't like somebody, he always bites his tongue and it's like, no, they did a great job. They always. We've seen that again and again and again.
The Secret Service people on the ground were doing their job, but somebody in the Secret Service, or could have been somebody, a friend of mine pointed out, well, maybe it was somebody at the golf course. Maybe it was. But you can bet that anybody that works at Donald Trump's golf course got vetted. And they've probably been there a long time.
You think everybody at the golf course works there? Is that how golf courses work? Is that how golf courses work? Everybody has to be an employee?
Long time, most of them. And they're probably pretty loyal to Donald Trump. But there is
They have this twisted fucking belief that 90% of America loves Donald Trump, and the only people who don't is like the media and the rhinos and the Democrats, and everybody else loves Donald Trump. But then why are all these people trying to fucking shoot him?
possibility that there was some civilian source inside that golf course, some sort of contractor or something like that, that was working with.
He's been trying to tell his audience for the last fucking 30 minutes you can't go live from a...
Subscribed for 22 months.
That you can't...
Fucker, waving, peace sign, triangular flag on post.
That you can't go live from a GoPro, which you can, clearly. Thank you for the resubscription.
This guy, Ruth.
Thread Flash.
Somebody told him that Trump was there. There's no way he hung out for 12 hours in those bushes. He would have been spotted by the law. Somebody would have seen it. There's not enough cover there for him to camp there all night.
You're retarded. Okay? Let's think about this. Would it be easier to sneak into an outdoor area in the middle of the night, find a place, make a place, discover a place with cover and concealment, at least concealment, and wait it out, not moving, right? Because you're obviously determined, not moving, sitting there, and not be seen. Or wait till the middle of the day when the motorcade's on its way with the former president, and then jump the curb, park your car, and run into the bushes. Which would be easier to do?
So, but Trump's going to be nice to his Secret Service detail because he needs them to stay loyal to him. But somebody betrayed him, or else this guy wouldn't have known. Now, here's what you haven't heard, unless you saw me post it, because nobody else is talking about it. This guy Crook and this guy Ruth have something in common. They were both in a BlackRock commercial. How many?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you think it's the Secret Service teamed up with BlackRock? He was absolutely, positively not in a BlackRock commercial. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump was the target of an apparent assassination attempt at his golf club at West Palm Beach, Florida on Sunday, September 15th. This is the second time in 2 months that the former president's life has been threatened. Secret Service agent opened fire after seeing a person with a gun near the club where Trump was golfing. The suspect, who identified as 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ruth, is facing federal gun charges. After the apparent assassination attempt on Sunday, some people claimed in viral social media posts that Ruth appeared in commercial for a global investment firm called BlackRock. So, no, you're not the only person talking about it. It's been viral on Twitter. We've already talked about it. The posts include video clips and mention that Thomas Matthew Crooks, the 20-year-old gunman who was accused of opening fire at Trump July 2024 rally, also appeared in a 2022 BlackRock ad. Again, he did, but it was for his school, and he was in it because he was at school at that time. It was for his high school. Suggesting Ruth and Crooks, or it wasn't for his high school. They used that high school that he attended as a commercial. Suggesting Ruth and Crooks are somehow connected through the investment firm. The latest Trump would-be assassin Ryan Ruth also appeared in a BlackRock commercial, just like Thomas Crook. That means both featured in global wealth management firm's commercial. These aren't coincidences, one of the viral posts says. Was Ryan Ruth in a BlackRock advertisement? No. Here's the original video post. The Associated Press photo at a rally in Ukraine. BlackRock spokesman, Azov's Brigade, September 16th post. No. Ryan Ruth is not in a BlackRock advertisement. Ryan Ruth has not appeared in any advertisement for BlackRock. Spokesman for the investment firm confirmed to verify. The viral video circulating on social media show Ruth at a 2022 rally in Ukraine. The claims about Ruth, so they just found a video with him in it, which is a lot. He was very adamant. He was over in Ukraine trying to fight for Ukraine and trying to recruit other fighters from multiple countries, including fucking Taliban special forces and shit. He was very passionate about Ukraine, even though in 2016 he was a Trump supporter. Once again, another Trump supporter turning against Trump, while they claim he's had more support than ever. They're completely false. According to a company spokesman, Ruth has never been an employee of the BlackRock, nor has he appeared in any BlackRock ads. Using InVideo, a video forensic tool, analyzed the keyframes of the viral video and conducted a reverse image search for the frames that led to this video posted here. It says this video is a message. This is the first time it was posted. This is in 2022. This is what they're claiming is the BlackRock commercial, okay? This video is a message to the world of Mariupol defenders. They are grateful for our support and ask us to keep on fighting. Thank you to everyone who supports the defenders of Mariupol, and raises the issue of Mariupol in the international level. Mariupol is Ukraine. Save Mariupol. So here we go. This is a 2-minute long video. This is what they're claiming is a BlackRock commercial, but actually it isn't. It's a rally in Ukraine.
Слава Україні! Я вдячний кожному, хто сьогодні виходить на акції в Україні і в світі. Всім, хто розуміє, наскільки критичною є ситуація в Маріуполі. Всім, хто кричить про Маріуполь. Кожен день на Азовсталі – це нові загиблі та нові поранені, яких немає можливості тут лікувати. Увага всього світу зараз прикута до Маріуполя та до Азовсталі. Але цього недостатньо. Потрібно зробити зелений коридор для евакуації нашим пораненим. Потрібно
Now, if he was big in defending Ukraine, fighting Ukraine, recruiting fighters, living in Ukraine, trying to fight in Ukraine, wouldn't it make sense that he was at a rally in Ukraine?
Негайно надати їм кваліфіковану медичну допомогу. Повірте, ці хлопці заслуговують на евакуацію. Дайте нам також вивезти тіла наших загиблих побратимів. Ми закликаємо весь цивілізований світ долучитися до гарантій безпеки та евакуації наших бійців, які зробили неможливе та продовжують захищати батьківщину, яка повинна зробити все, щоб ці герої змогли.
So I guess InVid is a tool that you can purchase to where you pull out keyframes of a video, almost like screenshots of a video, and with it they track down the earliest version of that video they can find. It's kind of like Ryan McBeth uses that software to find the earliest time that a tweet is posted. And how many accounts are actual real accounts versus how many are thought to be bot accounts.
Живими повернутися до своїх рідних. Іншої можливості врятувати життя людей на Азовсталі може і не бути. Слава Україні!
Героям слава! Ми, родини військових, які зараз знаходяться в місті Маріуполь, звертаємося до нашого президента Володимира Олександровича. Будь ласка, зверніться офіційно до представників ООН та внесіть в списки наших поранених військовий гарнізон та заберіть тіла загиблих воїнів. Всі родини та вся Україна вас просить це зробити.
I am Azov, I am Mariupol, I am Ukraine. Sorry, it's really hard, but the purpose of the action is to appeal to world leaders. World organizations.
Oh, there he was. Sorry, as soon as I fucking looked away. There he is. That's him. This is obviously not a BlackRock commercial.
World organization with a demand to provide a green corridor and evacuation of all survivors. All people who now situated in Azovstal.
The story continues. It says Mariupol city in Ukraine was one of the earliest targets of Russian invasion. Ruth is shown at about 1 minute 49-second mark into the original video, posted on X, wearing a blue outerwear and a scarf with the colors of the American flag tied around his neck. Revi, a reverse image search tool, also led us to an Associated Press photo. So just to prove that he was there, and this is just a fucking about their about the rally, is the Associated Press has the same photo when they ran it through Revi. We cannot tolerate corruption and evil for another 50 years in Russia for our kids is the sign that he was holding. He's wearing the same outfit during a rally in Kiev, Ukraine. The AP said it films Ruth's demonstration in Kiev's Independence Square. Other participants held posters. It's unclear who produced the original video, though the account's bio says we call on the Ukrainian authorities and the world leaders to save the Azov Brigade. Azov Brigade is a Ukrainian military unit that has faced controversy over its origin, the volunteer battalion that drew fighters from the far-right circles and criticism of some of its tactics. The U.S. had banned the regiment from using American weapons, citing the neo-Nazi ideology of some of its founders. In June 2024, the U.S. lifted the ban. The current members of the Azov Brigade, which has been absorbed into Ukraine's National Guard as a 12th Special Forces Brigade, reject accusations of extremism and any ties with far-right movement, but the Kremlin has seized upon the regiment's origins in its effort to cast Russia's invasion as a battle against Nazi influence in Ukraine. In a post on September 16th, the Azov Brigade's official X account acknowledged the video of Ruth at the 2022 rally and said he has no connection to Azov. A video from 2022 of a rally in support of, this is their post, Mariupol garrison in Kiev, attended by a suspected Donald Trump assassination attempt, Ryan Wesley Ruth, is circulating on social media. We would like to officially state that Ryan Wesley Ruth has no connection to Azov and has never had any connection to Azov. The post reads, the peaceful demonstration he attended was open to and anyone could join it. He was caught on the video filmed by the protesters by accident. We believe that the spread of the narrative about the possible connection between Azov and Ryan Wesley Ruth is playing along with Russian propaganda and discredits the 12th Special Forces Brigade, Azov of the National Guard of Ukraine, and the security and defense forces of Ukraine in general. BlackRock. This isn't the first time BlackRock has been the subject of conspiracy theories online. After the first assassination attempt against Trump in July 2024, some people falsely claim that the suspected shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, worked for BlackRock. Crooks did appear in an advertisement for BlackRock that was produced in 2022. CBS News reported the ad was filmed in Bethel Park High School, where Crooks was a student at the time. Though Crooks is one of the students featured in the ad, he was not paid, nor was he hired as an actor for the company, according to CBS News. In 2022, we ran an ad, blah, blah, blah. BlackRock is also the subject of false claims about its alleged involvement in a settled defamation lawsuit between Dominion Voting Systems and Fox. Fox News agreed in April 2023 to pay Dominion nearly $800 million. I wish somebody'd slander me the way Fox loves to fucking talk about Dominion. That would have exposed how the network promoted lies about the 2020 presidential election. Viral social media posts shared the same month falsely claimed BlackRock owned stakes in both Dominion and Fox News, suggesting the investment firm was somehow involved in Fox News' ousting of longtime host Tucker Carlson. BlackRock does own non-voting shares in Fox Corporation, but it doesn't have any in Dominion Voting Systems. The investment firm and the voting machine company confirmed. The post misrepresented shares that BlackRock owned in an unrelated energy company that is also named Dominion Power. That's Virginia power plants, basically. Almost all the power plants in Virginia are owned by Dominion. All right, back to it. More Bird's Lies.
Yeah.
Where did chat go? By the way, if you want to support the stream, please consider doing so. Make a contribution at coldbeer.fund. We're not doing nearly as well as we usually do, but if you want to support the stream, you're more than welcome.
Today, they were both in a BlackRock commercial, and I've
Wrong.
seen both of the BlackRock commercials. I wish I could play them for you, and if I ever make enough money to get my studio set back up again, then you guys would be seeing that from me before you saw it from anybody else, because I went out and found it this morning.
Wrong. Just wrong. Where did you find it? You went to you went to BlackRock, broke in, and stole it from their hard drive? You found it on another social media page, you retard.
This BlackRock commercial featured this guy Roth. Now, here's the...
Yeah, I don't like it either. BlackRock has some... I'm sure they've done a lot of more shady stuff than I know of, but they're involved in a lot of pretty fucking gray area type stuff. But we have to defend them all the time because that's just who they like to blame everything on, BlackRock.
Story about him. The press is already starting to leak some of this stuff out. He was involved in the Ukraine Foreign Legion. That's set up by the CIA, folks. The Ukraine Foreign Legion, he was paid to recruit people in the United States to go to Ukraine and fight.
He wasn't paid. He sold everything he owned. He even says in the video, he's like, I'm just one guy selling everything I own, but it makes you question humanity when other people won't even donate $5, blah, 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 whatever. He was very passionate about, I think it's probably has a lot to do with the time period he grew up in, right? Russia being like the Cold War and Russia being the greatest threat to America and stuff. He was probably pretty concerned about that.
And fight on behalf of Ukraine. He was also involved in this BlackRock commercial, and he was also I've seen his rap sheet. I looked that up last night. Somebody sent it to me. I looked it up to make sure it was legitimate. He has many misdemeanors concerning things like DUI, driving without a license, driving with an expired license plate. He's also got theft and
oh my goodness,
possession of stolen properties, and he's got 2 felony charges with gun charges. One where he barricaded himself into his house when they tried to arrest him for something with a gun and wouldn't come out. And he finally, she said she saw the commercial on Rita's page. Okay, good. Rita's such a, Rita, okay.
Rita fucking hates you. She called you out as a scammer and now you're upset about it.
So, the 20...
Ruth's criminal history includes convictions for felonies in North Carolina in December of 2002 and March of 2010, which prohibited him from possessing a firearm. McKimsey LaPointe, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, said during a briefing on Monday. His 2002 charge was for possession of a weapon of mass destruction, which was a fully automatic machine gun, according to Wired, which interviewed the charging officer in the North Carolina case Sunday. Ruth was also subject of a 2019 FBI investigation based on a tip that he was allegedly in possession of a firearm as a felon. Officials said the Bureau interviewed the alleged complainant who did not verify giving the initial information, and the case was closed. NBC uncovered over 100 criminal counts filed against Ruth in North Carolina, mostly in Guilford County, though it noted the outcome of each case was not clear. The New York Times described Ruth in the article as a former construction worker from Greensboro, North Carolina, though the newspaper notes he was most recently based in Hawaii. He made some money if he's working out in Hawaii, or if he's living out in Hawaii. Both Semaphore and the Times reported interviewing Ruth last year about his efforts to help Ukraine and offer his help as a volunteer soldier. In a 2002 interview with Newsweek Romania, Ruth described the war in Ukraine as definitely black and white and good versus evil. Orrin Ruth, the suspect's son, characterized his father as loving and caring and an honest, hardworking man, CNN reports. I don't know what's happened in Florida, and I hope things have just been blown out of proportion because from the little I've heard, it doesn't sound like the man I know to do anything crazy, much less violent. A former Greensboro neighbor told police, a local TV station, that Ruth was unusual, but she would have never guessed he would have attempted to shoot the former president. She wasn't, however, surprised to hear guns were involved, saying that they had a lot of guns and stuff over there. A lot of people were afraid of him back in the day. He sounds like he's got some real mental health issues.
Ann wants to know, was a 20-year-old from Butler involved with BlackRock? Yes, he was also in a commercial. He was in a commercial. I talked about, well, I didn't talk about that on the air, but I told people.
Before X suspended his account on Sunday, Ruth had posted online statements that indicated that he was a Trump supporter in 2016. However, he turned against the former president by 2020. He later expressed support for they're trying to say he's a Democrat, but he wanted a ticket with Vivek and Nikki Haley. He was telling them, like, don't drop out. You can't quit. We gotta do this. You gotta stand up. You gotta fight. We can't let Trump back in there. He didn't want Trump in 2020. He also made more than a dozen small donations to dating to 2019 and totaling more than $100 through Act Blue, which handles Democrat contributions. In several posts on X in 2020, the New York Times reported Ruth expressed support for former Rep. Tulsi Gabbard. In a book that appears to have been self-published on Amazon in 2023 titled Ukraine's Unwinnable War, Ruth describes Trump as a fool and a buffoon and criticizes the former president for leaving the Iran nuclear deal. In a section about Iran, Ruth wrote, "You are free to assassinate Trump for that error in judgment and dismantling of the deal." He also appears to blame himself in part for Trump's election, saying he misjudged and made a terrible mistake. That's about it for that.
But I knew, because I haven't been on the air for 4 months until last week. But yes, the guy from Butler, his name is Crook. He was in the BlackRock commercial. The BlackRock is a company that owns 40% or close to 40% of every major corporation in the world.
Wrong.
They're the biggest owner of everything. They are the deep state, the money bags of the deep state. So both Crook and Roth have been in commercials with BlackRock. That tells you all you need to know. Okay.
It is. BlackRock is a major shareholder in a lot of companies, but that's what they do. Right? That's what they do. They used to be so they started out as just risk management and fixed income asset management, but now it's the world's largest asset manager with over $10 trillion in its portfolio. That's what they do. They're capitalists unless you don't agree with them and your name sounds scary, and then suddenly you're the deep state cabal.
This is run by the three-letter organization. Trump is in big trouble. They know they can't beat him. I'm watching now Ronald Rowe from the Secret Service, the acting Secret Service guy, which in my opinion, I think he's the dirty dog.
Okay. He's the real bad guy.
Secret Service cannot have failures. Well, this is your second one, buddy. This is your second one. You're failing like a fool.
Like a fool. I pity the fool.
Yeah, this guy, they're showing now the map that I just told you guys that I looked up. They're showing one similar to it. And you can see that on like Fox News. He was right by the green on hole 6, just like I said. Guys, I won't come on here and start telling y'all stuff if I don't know what I'm talking about. Now I'm seeing Fox News covering exactly what I'm telling you.
Yes, he does. He never knows what he's talking about. He still believes you can't go live from a GoPro. You've been able to do that since 2018.
And it's not even 5 o'clock. And Fox has now got what I've just got through telling you. This guy looks to me like 25 yards away from that green. So Fox is now telling you just what I got through telling you. What's that tell you?
Are you just guessing? I watch the news so you don't have to. And then sometimes I just repeat shit I saw on Twitter.
I beat Alex Jones to the punch on some of this stuff, folks.
Oh, my God.
I beat Alex Jones by 24 hours to the Tucker Carlson getting fired deal. Some of you remember me from back in those days. Remember that happened. And I beat him to the fact that I said they were using laser weapons in Hawaii, too. So.
The attacker was 300 to possibly 500 yards away from Trump, who was between holes 5 and 6 when shots rang out before 2 p.m. He was over 300 yards away. Trump was moving between holes 5 and 6 at his golf course with his friend and Republican mega donor Steve Witkoff when gunshots were heard. The course was quickly locked down. Officials said a Secret Service agent spotted a gun barrel in some bushes near the edge of the course. Multiple officers fired at least 4 rounds at him. It was unclear if the suspect fired back at the agents. That he didn't. And they also said somebody said it was an AK. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Rick Bradshaw reported that a witness captured a photo of a suspected gunman's car and license plate and gave it to authorities. The suspect, who fled in a black Nissan, was subsequently apprehended. The FBI said it was addressing the episode of an apparent attempted assassination. A semi-automatic rifle was found near the property, along with 2 backpacks left on the fence. The backpacks contain ceramic tiles. So the way they're saying ceramic tiles, I think what he was doing is he had actual ceramic tiles. Oh, an SKS? He had actual ceramic tiles, and he was trying to use those as armor, basically in the backpacks. A GoPro camera. Investigators suspected the gunman was planning to capture his planned assassination attempt on camera. The incident took place at Trump International Golf Course. West Palm Beach is located, blah, blah, blah. Bradshaw said Trump was approximately 400 to 500 yards away from Trump. According to him, the distance falls within the range of the weapon, coupled with a scope. Well, yeah, that'd be hard for a guy in the bushes trying to hide and shit, but maybe if he had elevation that the suspect had. After that, Trump returned to Mar-a-Lago. Republican candidate and former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed after Secret Service agents fired on a person with a firearm at Trump International Golf Course. The FBI is investigating the incident as an assassination attempt. The attacker was 300 to 500 yards from Trump and was between holes 5 and 6 when shots rang out. Trump was between holes 5 and 6. A backpack HD camera, firearm scope, and an assault rifle were recovered near the golf course. Secret Service agent fired, and it's an SKS in its standard format. I guess the term's so vague. Let me grab this image. Who was between holes 5 and 6 when shots rang out? So, Trump was between holes 5 and 6. I see hole 5. I see hole 6. I'm trying to see if they've got where the gunman's location was parked. Or the gunman location, where he was at in the bushes. Because they were saying he was fucking 500 yards away. Jesus Christ.
Now here's the deal. Kamala Harris came out yesterday and she finally did an interview with an...
I'm sure someone, if it's got like a fucking, like a stock kit and shit on it, I'm sure somebody just misidentified it. Lets you see a lot of SKS kits look like AKs, short of the Duckbill magazine, and you can even fix that. But I'm sure somebody misidentified it when they I just read it in a post. It wasn't like the news or nothing.
ABC affiliate, and it was a word salad. He asked her again, what would you do to improve the lives of everybody who've had such a bad 4 years? Well, you know, when I was a little girl, my family loved taking care of their lawn. She laughed. Everybody loved their yards, right? 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 She thinks she's a comedian. Patsy Dooley saying hello from Mississippi. Hi, Patsy.
It always blows me away to like, I don't think that Kamala Harris is probably the most eloquent speaker of any presidential hopeful or former president. But I mean, she was a prosecutor. She was a lawyer. We can all agree she's definitely smarter than Bert, right?
So, she came out there with another word salad, and at some point she finally said, you know, you shouldn't be doing this to Donald Trump. And then she said he's a threat to democracy. And then today, guess who comes out with another threat to democracy claim? Bernie. Yep, Bernie. And if
you know that, how can I say this? That a crazed lone gunman has always been the biggest threat to someone with like a president or former president or presidential candidate or even a famous person, right? Typically the way these things get broken up is when a foreign power is trying to influence it or trying to supply it or trying to send money or trying to pay somebody, or a group of people are getting together and communicate. A crazed lone gunman who keeps most of this stuff to himself is very careful about what they search on the internet. That's the fucking for lack of a better term, that's the magic bullet, right? That's what they're all fucking terrified of. That's why these people often get closer. But then we'll also hear about like 4 guys got busted because they were tweeting or fucking private messaging each other about potentially taking shots at the president, right? The lone gunman is the scariest thing for a protectee like that. A crazed lone gunman who thinks he's righteous, who thinks he can't stop, who thinks he's in too deep, who thinks God told him to do it, who thinks he's saving something or doing something or stopping something. That's always the danger in this. Not like a group of people that are planning this, because you would figure that out through their communications a lot of times.
If you remember, I believe his name was Scalise that got shot. I don't have notes in front of me. At the baseball game by a Bernie supporter. A Bernie Sanders supporter went in there with a rifle and started shooting at the Republicans. You guys remember that? And why did he say he did it? He said because Bernie Sanders said they were a threat to democracy. Now, I've told you guys this last week, and I'm going to reiterate now, and I'm going to stay with this storyline from now on. When you hear a Democrat say someone is a threat to democracy, they don't mean democracy. What they're saying is that person is a threat to the Democrats, to Democrat control of the republic. Because we're not a democracy, we are a republic.
Don't ever say this, okay? This is like saying, I don't drive a car, I drive a Toyota. The U.S. is absolutely a democracy. The form of democracy that we've taken is a constitutional republic, right? Not everything's on the ballot. If we were pure democracy, by popular vote, mob rule, whatever the fuck you want to call it, every law that was passed, every tax that was raised, everything would be on the ballot, and we couldn't vote for that, right? Obviously, we're a democracy. This is like saying, I don't drive a pickup truck, I drive a Ford. Just because one falls under the other, we're a very specific type of democracy, but hardly anywhere is just a straight, bland democracy.
So when they say it's a threat to democracy, no one ever challenges them and says, what democracy are you talking about? This is a republic. This is a democratic republic. There's a big difference. But they say democracy because to them, democracy means their home team. We're the Democrats. We're the democracy-crats. No, you're a Democrat. You're a devil. The Democrat Party, the people that vote Democrat, they're sheep. They're sheep. I'm not talking to you folks. Okay. Those of you, I posted this earlier today. It's front of.
Because we're a form of a democracy, we're both a democracy and a republic, right?
Of mind, as they like to say. Those of you that walked in the grocery store and followed those arrows on the ground and thought it made you safer, you're a Democrat. Okay, but you're not a democrat. The people that lead you are the democrats.
A republic means that we're a representative government, right? And that we're a constitutional republic, because a republic also always has to have some type of charter or some type of founding documents or whatever that lays out the constraints of your representation and how your government works. And ours is called the Constitution. So we're a constitutional republic, which is a form of democracy.
The Democratic Party itself, these idiots, these Schumer and Pelosi and Obama, they're demons. I mean, they are upset. They're absolutely possessed by demons. I believe that. I'm a Christian. I believe that there are demons, and I believe that demons control people. And the Democrats are in control by demons. They're being controlled by demons. My friends who are Democrats, who I'll meet you at the bar for a drink all day long.
I got 4 inches of demon I'll put in you, Bert.
I don't hate you.
You'll think you're possessed.
You. I will do my best to inform you. If you want to hear the truth, I'll tell it to you. I'm not going to preach to you. I'm not going to try to save your soul. I'm not going to ask you to come to an altar call. I'm not going to do that to you. That's not my job. I'm not a preacher.
If we were a straight democracy and 51% of the vote wanted to, I don't know, start murdering Mexicans on sight, technically that could work. Our constraints are laid out. First of all, we have representation, but our constraints are laid out in the Constitution. So that's why we have the Supreme Court that decides what's constitutional and what's not constitutional, because by law, we're bound to the Constitution.
But what I am is I'm a patriot. And every chance I get, I'll try to convert somebody into patriotism every time. Every time. Because I don't hate my Democrat friends, my friends who vote Democrat.
Only Trump supporters can be patriots and love the country. Everybody else is a demon.
I understand that they're sheep. I understand they're ill-informed. I feel bad for them. Some of them are highly educated. Some of them are incredibly
Some of them know how to work a GoPro.
talented. I've lost so many acquaintances, and I'm going to call them acquaintances, since Trump started running for office. Because I was...
He's worried about Bernie saying that Trump could potentially be a threat to democracy, but he's telling you that all Democrats are fucking demons.
quite popular with the entertainment crowd in his town until I came out loud and proud for Donald Trump. Because I didn't want Hillary Clinton to be the president of nothing. I didn't want Obama to be the president. I was out against Obama. I lost 2 agents because I was critical of Obama.
Oh my goodness.
Agent that booked me for 20 years stopped booking me because I came out for Obama. That's what the Democrats do.
I'm sure you just didn't say like, I don't like Obama very much. What did you say to make 2 agents and one of them that you'd had for 20 fucking years? 20 fucking years drop you.
Democrats, if you're not on their team, they hate you.
I did hear he was arrested in Manhattan. A grand jury returned an indictment on him. I did hear that.
I don't hate Democrats for being sheep. I feel sorry for them. I try to help them. But they don't want to help you when you're a Republican, when you're a conservative and a Democrat meets you, they don't want to try and explain to you why their opinion is a better way to lead the world or lead the country. They hate you. I've had them get up off the bar stool and move. I've had them get up and say, that guy's wearing a red, white, and blue shirt, and it just makes my skin crawl. I don't want to sit over there next to him.
Things that have never happened ever. Things that have never happened ever. Maybe the rest of us are tired of fucking coddling you while you run around and say stupid shit like about GoPros or about the news or about the media or about Democrats or about fucking demons. Maybe the rest of us are just tired of that shit. You ever think of that?
I had one bartender, hey, Bert, can you stop wearing all that patriotic stuff when you come in here? That really happened not too long ago.
I bet.
It really did.
Probably did.
There's a rule in the bar business, and I've owned quite a few of them and built a few of them, that there's 2 things you don't talk about in a bar, religion and politics. You can talk about anything else.
Really not.
But now that everything has become political, you have to be careful of what pronouns you use. I mean, I saw a lesbian. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's one of the letters. Oh, it's the first one. That's right. I saw a lesbian with an L. I make myself laugh sometimes.
Good, because you don't make anybody else laugh.
At first glance, looks like a dude. She does. I've had a conversation with her. I got no problem being friends with her either. She's a good person as far as, I mean, look, her relationship with Jesus Christ and what God's going to do to her when she doesn't repent is between her and God. Okay, but I'm not going to sit there and be mean to somebody just because they have a proclivity that I don't agree with. But I have friends that are lesbians. I do. And
I bet.
all just fine.
A bunch of them.
I've got gay friends. I've been in show business my whole life. I did musical theater, for gosh sakes. Okay, I don't have a problem with gay people. What I have a problem with is when people say, you have to address me in a certain way because of my sexual proclivities. No. Your mental health is your problem, not mine. If you need to secure your space with pronouns and microaggressions, that's your problem. It's not mine. Okay? But this one particular time, this lesbian lady I'm being polite, who looked like a dude,
Okay.
wearing guy's clothes, guy's haircut, you know, nothing to speak of up here, was kissing on another girl. That's okay too. The girl left, and the other guy sitting at the bar said, "Hey, dude, where'd your girlfriend go?" Holy crap! It went on. Boy, did it go.
Oh, man.
It lit up.
I bet.
I leaned over to the bartender and I said, "There's about to be one of them, what you want to call LGBT things going on here in a minute." "What are you talking about?" "Well,
About to
that one
be.
just got crossed, and here we go." And the bartender had to get in the middle of them and say, "No, no, no, no.
I wouldn't
no,
even
we don't
doubt
do here.
that.
We don't do that here." The guy legitimately thought it was a guy.
Sounds amazing.
And he was kind of enjoying watching this guy and his girl make out, I guess. I don't know. I was busy watching the football game. I'm reading some comments, and some of them I'm leaving them alone. Bree says they're downright mean too. The Democrats can be very mean. But what the Democratic Party has done is it has turned everybody into a victim. It's turned everybody
Democrats
into a
are
victim,
mean
and
to
they've
Bart.
turned the perpetrator of that victimhood into the Republicans. So they've told everybody, listen, this is called divide and conquer. They've given everybody a group that you get to be a part of. People of color get to be in one group unless your color happens to be white. Then you're not in that group, see? And they've made one group called white, which, okay. I have a very good friend of mine that used to be my trainer, and he was an African American from South Africa, white as I am. But he's from South Africa, it makes him an African American. and he used to tell people, I'm an African American. I want this or that and the other thing. And they say, "You're not African American." He said, "Yes, I am. Here's my passport. It says I'm from Africa." But they want you in separate groups because when they divide you, they can conquer you. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing to us all. And it's the Cloward and Piven were a couple of professors at Columbia. And in the 60s and 70s, they created this whole system. This is Marxism. This is what it is. And they've got it down to a science. They figured it out, excuse me. They've got it down to a science. And there's Hololinsky, Cloward and Piven. Barack Obama comes from that school. They're anti-colonialists. And what an anti-colonialist is anybody who came to America by colonization, by England, who colonized the United States, the original 13 colonies. They're evil, and they don't deserve their place here, and they need to be replaced.
What do you think anti-colonist is? Hold on.
Barack Obama comes from that school. They're anti-colonialists. And what an anti-colonialist is anybody who came to America by colonization, by England, who colonized the United States, the original 13 colonies. They're evil. And
this is not true. Anti-colonialism is that we shouldn't be going places and setting up fucking colonies. What are you talking about? Colonialism is a form of government where you go somewhere and you're like, okay, this is ours. We're putting a colony here.
And what an anti-colonialist is anybody who came to America by colonization, by England, who colonized the United States, the original 13 colonies. They're evil, and they don't deserve their place.
What an anti-colonialist is anybody that comes here through a colony by England, they're evil. What?
Place here, and they need to be replaced by new migrants, which is what they're doing now. This is the replacement theory. They're replacing us.
That's not even the name of it. I find it funny that these people come on here and profess this as if they know every bit of it. They make no mistakes. They've studied it forwards and backwards. They can make a GoPro dance. And I don't even believe the shit. I know more about it than what they do.
With new migrants that are all going to be third world, unable to create.
It's called the Great Replacement Theory.
The type of lifestyle that the
and it's
Caucasian
not true.
American descendants of the colonies have been able to do over 250 years. We've become the most powerful nation in the world because we are the offspring of the bravest and the smartest people on the planet, the ones that left England and came here.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know where this is going.
Migrants, which is what they're doing now. This is the replacement theory. They're replacing us with new migrants that are all going to be third world, unable to create the type of lifestyle that the Caucasian American descendants of the colonies have been able to do over 250 years. We've become the most powerful nation in the world because we are the offspring of the bravest and the smartest people on the planet, the ones that left England and came here. They were Brits, for sure, but they were done with being ruled by a king. And they came here, and over a period of years, and didn't happen immediately, the Pilgrims are not the ones who created the United States. It was the offspring of the Pilgrims.
You think?
And they said, King George is taking too much, so we're not going to let him do it anymore. Unfortunately, we don't have a generation in our...
It's like your fourth grader just come home and they're trying to tell you the story.
Mitts right now that will do that. I'm worried for this country because I'm in my 60s and I don't know too many young people that even care enough to sit and watch this program. We might not have the patriot warriors we need to save this country. If we lose Donald Trump, I think we lose everything. Donald Trump will inspire people.
That's right, F.R. Fox.
Just us older folks that love our country, that grew up.
Mostly just you older folks, yes.
Up in a time where we said the Pledge of Allegiance in a classroom. Oh, yeah, that's right, Lefty. We got indoctrinated. Yeah, that's what they did. They indoctrinated us with patriotism, love of God and love of country, love of...
Love of what? COD.
We lose Donald Trump, I think we lose everything. Donald Trump will inspire people, not just us older folks that love our country, that grew up in a time where we said the Pledge of Allegiance in a classroom. Oh, yeah, that's right, Lefty.
They still say the Pledge of Allegiance in the classroom.
We got indoctrinated. Yeah, that's what they did. They indoctrinated us with patriotism, love of God and love of country.
They indoctrinated you to love COD? He's saying the word COD. He's not, I'm not being like a dick here and mishearing him on purpose. He's saying COD.
Folks that love our country, that grew up in a time where we said the Pledge of Allegiance in a classroom. Oh, yeah, that's right, Lefty. We got indoctrinated. Yeah, that's what they did. They indoctrinated us with patriotism, love of God and love of country, love of family.
Mariah loves COD. She swallows them whole.
Family. That's gone. That's gone. Margaret Sanger set out to destroy family, and she's done it.
Okay.
So we
love
have
of COD.
A desperate need for Donald Trump to survive this. And they're not done. Because these are not one-off stupid idiots that just got riled up in a chat room and
they're demons.
Decided to go and shoot Donald Trump. They have a common thread. It's called BlackRock.
Okay.
As someone who used to do...
But that's not true.
Commercials. I haven't done one in a long time.
Oh. Someone who used to do commercials, you know.
But when you're doing commercials and when you're working in the film industry, when you're working in television, media of any sort, any
media
news,
at all,
sitcoms, commercials, you run into the same people everywhere.
Okay.
Same thing with show business here in Las Vegas. It's a very small group of people. We all know each other.
Yeah, because I'm part of it, guys. So the first Trump shooter, his school was featured in a BlackRock commercial, and he was in it because he went to school there at the time. And now they're saying the second shooter's in Black Rock because there's this video that was shot about the war in Ukraine, and obviously he was a big proponent. He even traveled there, sold his shit, his house and stuff, and traveled there. And they're claiming this is a Black Rock commercial. It's not, but that's what they're claiming.
We run into each other all the time. When you're doing film,
Bert just loves COD, so he thought they said black cock, and that's how he fell down this rabbit hole.
and TV commercials, and there's an agent, there's a casting director, and those agents and casting directors,
for the love of COD,
working with a particular client. Say the client is BlackRock. All right? They've got a group of people that they always go to send to BlackRock for their commercial shoots because they know what the client has said we want.
This isn't even true. The kid was only in the BlackRock commercial because they filmed at that school, Bethel Park School.
We want people who are left of center. We want people who are, they'll say, we want a 50-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy and 3 20-year-old kids, one Hispanic, one black.
What, are you making a porn?
Black and one Asian. That's what we want for our commercial. And then what the casting director will do is they'll send 30 Asian kids and 30 black kids and 30 Hispanic kids and 30 blonde-haired, blue-eyed 50-year-old guys to go read for the part. And the client will get what they want. They'll pick the one they want.
And then they'll send him out as an assassin. Obviously.
That's how it works. And they'll send the same 30 every time because they don't want to go spend all day long calling people who just dropped off a resume and going, what's your political?
So that's not how it works at all, right? You have an agent, and your agent knows what you're looking for, plus the top you are, right? They got a headshot of you. They know what you look like. They know what you're interested in, languages you speak, whatever, the things you worked in. They put out an open casting call, and your agent tries to get you on that casting call. And then you go and do the casting call, and they pick from those.
Position. Oh, you like Trump? Oh, never mind. No, you're not right for this part. They're not even going to.
And they never ask you your political position. Now, a lot of people out in Hollywood are left, but there's right-wing actors and people in commercials, even more so in commercials and stuff, I'm sure.
Bother with that. They've already got a file. They already know. And so these people run in those circles. And that's how they're connected, and that's how they know each other. And that's why you keep seeing the same people popping up all the time in the same place.
All the time, guys.
How many times you've been watching a TV show and go, well, hey, that's the actor in that other show I like to watch. I guarantee you, every one of you can throw a thumbs up right now and tell me you've done that. Oh, look, there's the guy from that other show. How did he get on this show? Or it's 10 years ago, and it's, oh, look, there's the guy that's a star of the sitcom that I watch, and he's just got a bit part in that. Because it's a small, little group of folks.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, it is. And they all know each other.
And they all love shekels. Say it.
I was part of that group. I walked out if you guys ever see the movie, let me see if I can think the name of that movie.
Saving Private
Eyes
Ryan.
Wide Shut, I think was what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to a party like that. That was when I turned around and said, I'm out of here, man. I'm not staying here for this. I saw things going on in that place that I couldn't believe I was watching. And I wouldn't do the drugs they tried to get me to do.
Oh, my goodness.
They needed me to do those drugs so I could stay there and participate. Nope.
Ooh.
I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. Call me a cab. Because I rode there with somebody else in their limo. And I ended up walking out of that party in Hollywood and walking down a long street for miles, probably 2 miles, before I finally caught a ride back to where I was staying. And says they took fathers out of the household and destroyed the American family unit. 100%. They made it so impossible for a father to be able to support a family by himself that they made the mothers and the fathers both have to go to work. And now then you had latchkey kids that came home to no parents. And so the discipline started to slip. And you had enough work came the way of the women till they started thinking to themselves, well,
He should have told the police about that party. You're right.
I can work and I don't need a man. And
Oh, I forgot to say, Shelby and them, if you're on my Telegram, there's a GoFundMe now. Mariah's sister's house burnt down. I forgot to say that, but we can drop the link. Mariah's sister's house burned down, so they're trying to raise money to get back on their feet. It was a total loss. They basically have the clothes on their back, and that's about it. But there's the link for it if you'd like to support it.
TV told you didn't need a man. And the commercials told you didn't need
We'll
a
be
man.
sharing it more over the
If you
next
look
couple
at the
days.
commercials,
I just got it
there's
tonight.
another story for you. TV commercials. Who is always the butt of the joke in the TV commercial? It's the father. You won't find one TV commercial, and you'll find very few TV shows where the dad is actually like a hero.
He's retarded.
He's always the goofy guy. He's always the guy that's screwing up. The mother's always fixing it. The kid, it's the same story told over and over and over again. It's to demasculate the society.
Okay.
They don't want the father to be. The last time I think I saw anything like that was Father Knows Best. They quit making movies like that.
Ooh.
Now TV shows. The TV show Father Knows Best had, I think it was.
What about what? Isn't there a set of movies that are literally about the dad being such a badass that his daughter and other random people keep getting kidnapped, and he comes to the day and rescues a bunch of fucking people getting trafficked? I feel like I've heard that premise somewhere.
4 sons and a uncle, somebody who looked after the household when the father wasn't there, and a bunch of boys. And now if they did a sitcom like that, they'd call it "Our Father Don't Know Shit." That's what it would be.
That'd be a good sitcom.
Be called. And
you understand that a sitcom is situational comedy, and typically when there's a family involved, everybody's the butt of a joke at different times, but it's tailored more towards younger people. So they're going to be like the stars a lot of times, and then everybody's going to be the butt of the joke. It's situational comedy.
And the censors would be happy to let that word slip by, because that's the message we need to get out there.
Father Knows Best is now My Father Doesn't Know Shit sitcom.
Okay, so let me see here. I'm on a roll today. Let me see what else I had in my notes. We're just talking about the Democrats, and I'm telling you right now, if you watch the Democrats, it's like a death cult. My 3 sons, is that what it was? What was Father Knows Best? Oh, Father Knows Best was with a little girl. She was a little girl who loved her daddy. Yeah, that's right. I believe it was a guy that didn't he? That's too long ago. But yes.
He doesn't even. It was such a good show. He can't even remember what it was about.
My 3 sons is the one I just described. But there was a Father Knows Best too. That one was with that little girl. I think her name was Kathy. I might be wrong about that too. But anyway, the Democrats are death cult. Listen, folks, if you listen to what they're obsessed with 3 things. They're obsessed with abortion. They're obsessed with gender manipulation or just mutilation. They want to cut off girls' breasts and castrate little boys and make them be girls. And in Matt Walt's state, he's made it illegal for the parents to deny the child gender care, as he calls it. And they can literally use the state to take your child away from you if you refuse your child the opportunity to have
This is bad, Bert.
affirming care.
This is bad.
The state will take custody of your child and give that child that.
Your fucking show
care.
sucks,
That's
dude.
a law in
I shouldn't be
state.
showing your show.
It's unbelievable, but it's true. And I can tell you that on top of all what you see happening now, everything that you see happening right now with Donald Trump, remember I've told you guys before, when a magician's doing magic, he does this, and he shows you that empty hand. Watch this hand, because that's where the coin is. Always watch the other hand.
Okay.
The other hand right now,
All right.
we're ignoring it because there's so much attention being paid to what happened to Donald Trump yesterday, that what you don't know is that Biden has released heavy metals to Russia in the form of the biggest warheads we have. He's sending bombs, missiles, that he is actually going to allow Ukraine to shoot into Russia. And Russia said, if you send us American weapons into our homeland, that's a declaration of war by America.
Oh, my God.
When these missiles start leaving Ukrainian airspace and going into Russian airspace, first thing's going to happen is that Putin's going to wipe out that Ukrainian area where that came from.
First of all, this isn't true. So we did send some newer missiles over to Ukraine, but they're actually strictly prohibited from attacking air bases inside Russia. Their hands are kind of tied right now. That might not always be the case, but currently they are. They're for use in battles on the front, air-to-air stuff, but nothing inside, like air bases inside of Russia. The stuff that they're doing inside of Russia is still all through Ukraine.
With a low-yield nuclear weapon, perhaps. But he is not going to sit still and let us provide them those weapons. Biden is about to get us into World War III, which means nukes. Because there are a lot of sick people right now on the left.
They need the nukes.
The world be destroyed than to see it controlled by Donald Trump.
Ukraine's calling for, Ukraine is asking for, but it seems like the United States is still like, I don't know, to use long-range weapons inside of Russia.
Because they know that they're going down. This time, Donald Trump is not going to be a nice guy like he was with Hillary Clinton. Remember when he said, you'd be in jail? Well, he didn't do that. He changed his mind. He decided it wasn't appropriate to put the wife. Biden is about to get us into World War III, which means nukes. Because there's a lot of sick people right now
from nukes?
On the left that would rather see the world be destroyed than to see it controlled by Donald Trump. Because they know that they're going down. This time, Donald Trump is not going to be a nice guy like he was with Hillary Clinton. Remember when he said, you'd be in jail? Well, he didn't do that. He changed his mind. He decided,
that was actually one of his campaign promises, was lock her up.
It wasn't appropriate to put the wife of a former president in jail. So he said, I'm just going to leave her alone, and we're going to just hope she just goes away and gives up all her troublemaking ways. Well, that didn't happen. Well, he's learned his lesson from that.
Well, then he was still president for another 4 years and still didn't do anything.
This time, when he's elected, I think that there's going to be people getting arrested. I think this time people are going to get arrested.
Okay.
First thing he's going to do is he's going to get rid of all of the leaders of the Department of Justice and everybody in Homeland Security. I think he's going to just flush the toilet from the top down. The cuts are going to start at the top.
Yeah, that's in Project 2025. The thing you guys keep saying he isn't in favor of, he doesn't support, he doesn't know anything about it. That's all Project 2025. Thanks for pointing that out.
A joke I used to use in my show. The cuts ought to start at the top.
Yeah. They're real bad about that. I was trying to explain to somebody, like when Joe Biden fucks up and says something, or when Kamala fucks up and says something, or it's not nearly as often, but let's say they say something that's untrue, or that comes back to bite them in the ass from the past or whatever. Everybody's like, see, they said it. Well, maybe they've changed their mind, blah, blah, blah. But when Trump does that, his sycophants come out of the woodwork to fucking translate for him. Well, what he actually meant, well, the media won't give him a fair shake. He wasn't saying, oh, is there some way to inject light in your veins? What he was actually saying was this special treatment that no one's ever heard of. Like, yeah, it's crazy. But then they attribute a lot of shit to him that he doesn't even say.
They're scared to death of Donald Trump becoming the president. They're going to do whatever they can to stop it.
They're terrified.
There's going to be another attempt on his life. We're probably going to see one a week. It's probably going to happen.
Well, we're already doing one a month, so.
Every major event that he goes to is now going to be a threat. The truth is, there's people that are calling for
every major event that he ever went to was a possibility of a threat. It's weird you claim that you guys got all the support and everybody hates Biden and everybody hates Kamala, but There's only one guy that these people are registered Republicans and voted for him in 2016, and they're trying to show up and fucking uninstall his Life app. Kind of weird. Maybe he's divisive. Maybe he plays in the mud too much, and now he's getting some mud on his face.
Them to put him in a bunker and just let him go on air through a television. Just go sit down in a bunker somewhere. But Trump's not going to want to do that. He's too strong-willed. He's not going to want to do that.
Like a Clydesdale.
But that's the safest thing for him to do is go somewhere and just hide out.
Want a declaration of war stop the election?
Hello, Kathy Mills. How are you? Thank you for being here. Oh, Mary Dietrich Green is here, too. She says, and gun control. Well, you know, our girl, Kamala, I call her Kamala, is...
That's hilarious.
No,
I'm glad you said that.
She's going to get the guns. That she wants a mandatory gun buyback. She's been saying it for years, and now in the last few weeks, she says, "Oh no, I was never for that at all. I was never for." That shows you right there. You can't trust them. They'll say anything. They don't even care how many times it's on tape for them saying the other thing.
You know that the greatest economy in recent history was managed by a Democrat, right? Under Bill Clinton.
Because they know the media will back them up. How many times did the media say she was never the border czar? Yes, she was. Oh, yes, she was. It was on the news for months. Kathy Mills says I call her worse than that. Well, I could really be gross, but she's gotten as far as she can go in the politics because there's nobody left for her to blow to get her to the next level. I'm sorry, but
Annual change of employment. You see red versus blue. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. Damn.
Oh, man. Yep. Not going to be on the Christian networks with that joke.
GDP growth. Biden 3.4. Trump 1.4. Obama 1.6, Bush 2.2, Clinton 3.88, Senior Bush 2.2, Ronald Reagan 3.48, Jimmy Carter 3.27, Gerald Ford, a Republican 1.5. Yeah, I don't think that any of that holds up.
All right, let me get to my notes here because I've been writing stuff all day long. I want to make sure I cover it all. But Biden is trying to get Russia to attack us. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to, on his way out the door, he wants Russia to attack America. He wants it to end up with a, and I can tell you why they can do that, what they plan on doing if they can make that happen. They'll lock us down, they'll call martial law, and they'll cancel the election because we're under fire, we've been shot. You know, for the Democrats, the best thing that can happen is for a low-yielding nuke device to be detonated somewhere in the United States, because then it would give the Democrats all they need to do to take total power and just cancel the election.
Makes sense.
Kathy says, I hope you're right. I guess I think you mean you hope I'm right. There's nobody left for her to do that too. I agree. Oh, man. So.
He kind of reminds me of Jared from Subway.
On a good note, RFK Jr. today won another one of his appeals. So now his name is coming off of the ballots in North Carolina. Now, how about that? The Democrats sued him to keep him off of, I'm sorry, Kathy Millis. I'm sorry. I'm not wearing my glasses, hon. I didn't see that extra eye in there.
I don't think he should have. I mean, they changed the rules to let him off the ballot in North Carolina. I don't think they should have done that.
There we go. Pardon me. That's okay. My good friend Hilda and
they had to reprint all the ballots or redo a bunch of shit.
Robert, who aren't here today, which I'm surprised. Maybe they just didn't see that I came on.
You just said, are you fucking retarded? You just said we had COVID. So that's your excuse when something's wrong with Trump's numbers. But anybody else, you're like, oh, no.
Really, I don't think they're here. Maybe they have
Trump's
something.
better.
But anyway, for months, I called her Robert and Heidi. Because I'm too vain to put my glasses on to read this. Actually, the reason for that is I don't like the way the light hits the glasses and you see this round circle. So I try.
Okay, it makes sense.
She says it's okay, everybody does it. Well, then stop misspelling your name. Anyway, so RFK, he managed to win another
Glasses
appeal.
are cabal. That's
Democrats
right.
sued him to keep him off the ballot. And he won all those lawsuits, and he got on the ballot. And then when he realized he couldn't win, and he decided to throw his support behind Donald Trump, and he says, I'm going to take my name off the ballots, and I want you guys to all vote for Donald Trump because a vote for me helps the Democrats. So what did the Democrats do? The ones who sued him to keep him from getting on the ballot, then sued him to keep him on the ballot. No. You wanted to be here. Now you got to.
No, the states said the rule is you have to be on or off the ballot by this point.
Here. No, I'm done. I'm off the race. I'm out of the race. Well, we're going to make your name stay up anyway because they know that there are a lot of people who have checked out on the political environment. They've already made up their mind that they're going to vote for Trump or they're going to vote for RFK or they're going to vote for the Democrats. See, they all thought they were going to vote for Joe Biden, and all of a sudden they changed all the rules so they can put somebody in that didn't get a single vote in the primaries, that's never gotten any votes in any national election. And they're going to say, well, we're going to go ahead and just let her take over where Joe left off. Well, last time I looked, this was a sprint, not a relay race. I didn't know you could switch candidates in the middle of the race. But if you're a Democrat, you can do any damn thing you want to. So now they're fighting to keep him on the ballot. Well, he won another one and he's off. I don't know how many we're going to get to. You know, the early voting has already started in some states, believe it or not. There are people that are voting for Kamala Harris today that there may not be a Kamala Harris on the ticket in another week. There's a possibility that they may get rid of her. If she keeps going the way she's going, if she keeps going the way she's going and she does any more interviews and answers them with a word salad like the one she did today, they're going to have no choice but to get rid of her. And the left continues to say Trump's a threat to society, a threat to democracy, he's Hitler. And then they sit back and say it's Trump's own fault that he got shot at because he's so hateful. That's what one of the opponents said today. So if he weren't,
you'd be there.
So many hateful ideas, people.
You said it.
That person ought to lose their job. Well, hey, Robert, I was just talking about you.
Why am I attracting Republicans?
You guys are in the room. Have you been here for the whole show? Let's see if because I was just telling a story how I constantly pronounced your wife's name incorrectly. Way back in the beginning. Brian Moore. Wow, I can't believe Brian Moore is in my room. It's what an exciting time. Can't get rid of WOC or she wouldn't be there in the first place. They painted themselves in the corner and that's great. Brian Moore and I used to be in a band together. And I don't know if Brian's ever been... Brian, is this the first time you've ever made a comment in my chat room? I'm not sure. But Brian is one of my dearest friends. I've known him since at least 1985. It's good to see you, Brian. One of the best musicians, and gosh, what a singer. Just a great musician, a great singer, and a great friend. Oh, you said yep, didn't realize you were live. I do this every day, Brian, but today I'm on a little bit early. And one of these days I got to have you on via telephone or maybe a Skype or something.
Yeah,
so you can tell
get him on there. We need to see him.
Story. Brian and I played a gig at the prison the same way Johnny Cash did back in the day. Only it turned out a little different. Hilda says, I just got here, didn't know you were on. I posted about 3 hours ago that I was going to go on at 6 o'clock Eastern time. I did that for a reason because I have somewhere I have to be tonight at 5:30. So Hilda Land and her husband Robert Land have been friends of the show for at least 2.5 years. And Hilda, I just got admonished by Kathy Millis in the room because I kept calling her Kathy Mills. So she said, it's spelled M-I-L-L-I-S. It's Millis. And I went, yeah, tell Hilda how long I called her Heidi.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I don't like putting...
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm glad to see Brian Moore in the room today. He's a very conservative musician in Kentucky, out there in Lexington, Kentucky. Back when we were so poor, all we could drink was Keystone beer. So yeah, I've been on here about an hour and a half now, and we've covered pretty much everything.
You're retarded. I know you can read the tags. What's the tag after Republican? It's a political stream. I really think you are retarded. The tags are English, politics, Trump, Biden, Republican, Democrat.
everything that I had planned to talk about. Again, this was an inside job with this shooter yesterday. There's no doubt about it. 100%. It's an inside job. For those of you that have just joined in, that's what I mostly covered. 100% proof that
You
nobody
busted
knew.
me.
Nobody knew where Trump was going to be that morning. He was not on a schedule. There was
I don't even think I've updated those tags for a couple years, probably.
that knew that he was going to go play golf. He made that decision at the last minute. As a matter of fact, he called Sean Hannity and invited Sean Hannity, who lives down there, to go play golf with him. And believe it or not, Sean said no. Boy, I wish he'd called me. If he called me and said, "Would you like to play golf in the morning?"
Oh,
and I'm in Las Vegas, I'd catch a red eye with no sleep and show up ready to play golf with
with no money and homeless. How are you going to get there?
Donald Trump. Brian says, good to see you, bro. Keep up the good work. I got to go feed the cats and the birds and myself. I still like Keystone. Oh, you still like that Keystone beer? Later, brother. What a talented guy. I'm honored to have you as a friend, my buddy. Thank you.
One sock.
So
Red eye flight.
we know this was an inside job because nobody knew that Trump was going to be there. So somebody had to call this guy and tell him. He did not hang out in the bushes for 12 hours. That's just bullshit. It didn't happen. There's not enough space there for him to do that. I know. I've been there. Yeah. There's not enough space in those bushes for somebody to hang out that long, 12 hours in the bushes with his car parked in the street. The cops would have towed it. They would have found it.
I've hung out 12 hours in the middle of a desert under a burlap sack, my man. No bushes.
Said it was a mole for sure. I agree with you. Kathy says, you're too funny. We all love you and hope you are right and hope you are right in everything you say. Well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. I want to tell you that there's a couple of you that did make some donations recently. Last week, a couple of donations came in. God bless you for that. It wasn't a lot, but it sure did help. And somebody made a donation on Friday that I didn't even know about that hit today.
Oh, my God.
That's literally why I'm able to go to this meeting that I'm going to. Folks, if you want to help me keep this show going.
This meeting with the slot machines.
The best thing you can do for me is to reach out to me privately in Messenger, and I can show you how to help me out immediately through Zelle or PayPal. Even though my PayPal account has been canceled, I have a way that you can still PayPal me through someone else's account if that's what you want to do. But there's also another way, and that's just to go onto my website, and there is a donate button, and you can donate $5, $10, $20, however you feel like.
His people do fucking obviously support him. They're retarded, but he has very few. But people that are willing to send a ton of money in. I mean, you've seen some of the fucking receipts from his Venmo. His Zelly me.
That you no, Kathy, I'm not. I had to move, and I'm probably gonna have to move again in the next couple days.
Keep moving.
But the person that sent me the $10 donation on my website, thank you. I got that today, and bless your heart for it. Folks, I'm not asking anybody who can't afford to help to send me any money, but if I'm going to keep this podcast alive, I'm going to have to find another investor. My last investor, when they left, the reason I got evicted from my house was that the investor didn't want to invest in the house. They only wanted to invest in the show, and they did not understand that the house and the show were one and the same.
Okay.
To rent retail property to build a studio in, to do a show every day, would cost more than me just renting a house big enough for me to use the living room as the studio, which is what I was doing.
Ooh.
Now, I could rent like I'm in a very small hotel room right now. But right now, I can't stand up and sing you guys a song. Right now, I can't bring a guest into the show. Right now, I can't
you got your cat.
Play video clips for you or all the other stuff that I used to be able to do. There's not enough room for all that equipment. So that equipment sits in storage, by the way.
You don't know how to use your fucking computer. You could absolutely share a video.
That $500 storage payment is due today. I'm wasting $500 a month on storage of all my studio gear and all my furniture in my house because I don't have a house. And I'm wasting all this money in the hotel room where I cannot really accomplish the type of show that you guys deserve. So at some point, if
sad,
out there that
really.
are interested in becoming an investor, we need to talk privately so I can explain to you the financial structure of how this can be very
got to talk privately about it.
lucrative. Because not only do you make money off of the podcast, but you make money off of the studio, which I rent out during the day and during the evening when I'm not doing a show to do other people's podcasts, record them for them. Just record it and hand it to them, and then they air it whenever they want to. I had 3 guys that were coming in and doing that. But you couldn't tell they were on my set because I had multiple sets built in my garage that I built myself that I could bring in and set up in my Studio B. And these people nobody knew they were at the Burt Lynch Studios. They just knew that somebody had a podcast, and I got paid to do that. And it was going to be very lucrative, but
that didn't happen. He didn't have anybody else using his shit.
It just didn't last long enough because of the way things crumbled back in January. I make a little bit of money doing a side job as a stagehand, but quite honestly, some nights that show doesn't even sell enough tickets, and they don't even need a stagehand. And they call me right before time to go in and say, "Don't come in today or tonight." So if you can do anything to help, just reach out to me on Messenger, or you can go straight to my website, bertlynch.com, BERTLYNCH.com, and make a donation there. And of course, if you buy one of my products, then I also get income off of those products. Right now, the best thing you can do for me, because a donation, I get all of it, and the products, I have to split that with the manufacturer, whoever's making the T-shirt or whatever it is that you're buying on my website. So That's my one
So
pick.
he'd rather have
I'm
cash.
not going to do it again tonight. I'm going to thank everybody so much for being here. I watch Alex Jones every day, folks. I suggest you guys, if you don't have time, Alex Jones and I agree on most everything, pretty much everything. So I want to thank all you folks for coming in. It says we got 24, which means it's 200 watching tonight. And I'll be back on again tomorrow, provided that I still have a place. Oh, thank you there. You put a space in between Bert and Lynch, and that's why it didn't all come up together there, Ann. But yeah, it's www.bertlynch.com. If you leave that space out, it will put it right there into the chat room. So to answer your question, Kathy, I had to move, so I set this up in a different room. Let me see if I missed any questions here. I'm going to go back and look. About the same 5 or 6 people or so making the comments, and I think I got everybody covered. 65 comments, 24 viewers. I appreciate everybody very much.
65 comments, 24 viewers.
I will watch the news again tonight. There's a football game on at 6, and I can't remember who's even playing. Yeah, you did, Ann. If you look, you said www.bert, and then you put a space, and then you put Lynch, and that's why it didn't get highlighted.
God damn it, Ann.
Space in between Bert and Lynch, but that's okay.
Let's go.
Type it in again, you'll see what I mean, because then it will propagate the actual site. But if I do it, it's going to say that I've violated unit standards. Thank you, Kathy, for coming in. Nice to see all of you. We got a new one today, Brian Moore. Hopefully Brian will start watching us again and again. Excuse me.
I think he's already pawned most of his shit.
Oh my goodness. Okay, baby. Look who's laying on the floor behind me.
I bet you guys didn't even know that you could get this. Did you guys even know that this was listed on his website? I'm stealing this, by the way. For only $25. That is Bert Lynch, Captain America. Raise up Old Glory. I wonder if the Marvel Cinematic Universe approved the usage of that. Huh. I don't know who the original artist is. It's a fucking Photoshop. It's a meme. What's that say? A singer, musician, actor, comedian, songwriter, and former lead vocalist for the United States Air Force Band, Bert the Lynch. Well, it fucking sucks then. I mean, it fucking sucks. Look at that. Was it the Commander's artist or whatever?
Yeah, come here, Biggin. Come here, let's say goodbye to everybody, okay? And let everybody know that we appreciate you being here. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. On behalf of Shadow.
Somebody said, hey, Shadow and Big Boy. I wonder who Big Boy is. Bert?
We'll be back tomorrow, provided that we're able to. And, sorry, not my day job. Well, I thought I'd stick Shadow up here so everybody could say hi. Everybody's saying hi to you, Shadow Boy. They all love you. For some reason, he's gotten where he doesn't like to be in front of... I don't think he likes the ring light. He's a baby. He's a baby boy. Yes, he is. Lift that tail. Lift that tail. What do you think, baby? Huh? Say bye to everybody. Say bye to everybody, kiddo. I don't know what I would do without this little guy. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for coming in. And we will see you all again tomorrow, hopefully. Hop down. There you go. Thanks again, everybody, and check out www.bertlynch.com. I'll go ahead and put it in. And there we go.
Here's my favorite one. The Commander's artist did. It's called the Kraken Queen. The Kraken Queen. He says he can't get a real job. He's got to be in entertainment. It's got to be in Las Vegas. He can't move somewhere cheaper because that's what he does. And he started doing this podcast and he can't quit it because he's so good at it that he knows he has to stay with it to where he'll be famous one day. He just needs to get $4 or $5 million from Trump and then he'll be set. The Kraken Queen. I would have named it Octopussy. That's what I'd have done.
So check that out, folks, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Any questions real quick before we go? I'll stick around for a few more minutes. Hilda said he's so handsome. You know, he knows he's handsome, too. Don't you, baby? Yeah, you do. I'm going to tell you right now, he is a really good friend. I never thought I'd be that crazy about a cat, but I am. Thank you, Carol. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Hilda, Robert, Ann Gallagher. Thank you, Bree, for coming in tonight. Mary, it's so good to see you on here again. Kathy.
Wrap it up, Bert.
Brian,
we're
in the
out
house tonight. Thank you for that. Thanks for being here.
Guys, consider supporting the show at coldbeer.fund. We greatly appreciate it. I didn't realize I was attracting all these Republicans in here with the tag Republican and the tag Democrat and the tag politics. It was weird. Thank you guys for joining us. Consider supporting the show. There's a GoFundMe link if you want to help out with the house that burned down. That was my wife's sister's house, Shelby. She's in the chat rarely, but she's around sometimes. But they lost everything except for the clothes on their back. That's the GoFundMe link. Consider going to coldbeer.fund and supporting the show if you want to keep it going. I'm thinking about changing the format. It's just not working as well as it used to. So I'm thinking about maybe only streaming a couple times a week. And some of those would be Patreon streams. And then trying to focus on making shorter form content or something. I got to change something. But either way, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I got work in the morning. I'll see you afterwards. You guys have a good night. We'll see you in the next one. See you. Bye.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit.
Where my true believer?
Y'all need Jesus.
Praise the Lord, head to the extreme.
All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Opened his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. What?
Good night, guys.